tension could not be higher.
Our series tied 3-3. Game 7.
Game 7.
Pick and bans underway. Thailand on the blue side, Korea on your red side. We start things off, of course, with an Omen ban.
Standard for the meta, Korea should ban out Arum next. Just limit what is so powerful for your opponents. We've seen that consistently. Well, it should have been consistent. One time Korea allowed Arum through, we learned why.
Seeing here on Korea taking their time to discuss this pick and ban for as long as possible. Try and get themselves calm. You sure you were able to win this game 6, but it now comes down to this game 7. And that would be heartbreaking if you come all this way just to fall to second. Sure, you get yourself 100,000, but you want the title. You want the glory of being the best region, the best team at Arena of Valor.
As I said, both these teams deserve infinite accolades. They are the 2 best Arena of Valor teams in the world, without a doubt. Unfortunately, we can only crown one here today.
Thailand going to be opting to ban out the Zenyo. Korea, of course, banning out the Arum onto the red side. What do they not want to deal with? What has been finding success for Thailand this entire series?
For me, keep an eye over on what Memarks is playing. When he's found the Raz, things have looked insanely good. Raz was removed from his pool last time. It'll be removed here again.
So Korea opting to ban out the Raz once again. Memarks' pool is going to be targeted, it would seem. For Thailand, what do they want to try and ban away here? You figure it's got to be the Lindis unless you're first picking it.
Yeah. And you know what? Honestly, there's a decent argument to be made for let the Lindis through and then first pick it, then you can play Lindis into Violet. However, this game defies the meta. You do not let Rush get the Violet.
Thailand going to be banning out their final ban of the game. Going to be a teamy here.
Okay, Korea, do you want to play into a Lindis? Or do you want to let Superman through the draft? Does Superman get picked if you let him through a draft?
Oh, obviously it's been going through the entire pick and ban phase here, TJ, the last couple of times. I know it's shocking, but the Superman has seemed to have left the pick and ban. Flash ban?
So
I feel
for me,
yeah.
It's Flash or Lindis. That's what I have to call. They are working it through, but either I think I would favor the flashback. Yes.
Going to be the flash ban, so now pretty much it's letting Thailand say, all right, what do you want to play? Do you want to play the Violet or you want to play Lindis? Rush will have one of the 2 options available.
I think Thailand may have just made a grievous error. Of course, the draft is still mostly to come, but even if they first pick Lindis here, they allow the Violet over to Rush, and that Violet has been the star of so many Korean victories. They have no option but to do so. First picking Violet would be worse.
Gotta see here, Thailand taking their time. Decisions to be made, possibly what could impact whether or not they come home first or second in the World Cup.
So they're obligated to pick Lindis because, yes, either way, Rush is going to be in his comfort zone. But more importantly, if he gets the Lindis, he's 8 times as valuable. And they let the Lindis come out. They pick up the Violet as first. And yes, that's important. Yes, that takes it away from Rush, but it does mean now Korea can lock in the Lindis, and they don't need to do so until relatively late in the draft.
Might as well get the safety for Rush, what they like to play around him. The Chugnar being a good option here, being able to prevent the CC from coming on through to Rush so he can carry these fights. For Korea, though, what else do they want to try and pick up here? Do you want to try and get your front line? The Grak is still available, too, if they want to go for picks.
I want an Alice. Yeah, I want Alice Chugnar here because that's the problem and the solution. The disease and the cure. Alice, of course, is a disease, and you instantly have the ability to cure it with Chugnar. Then Thailand are instantly, they have to pick Kilgroth. Instead, though, they're feeling unsure. They don't want to live in a world where this Lindis is picked up by Thailand purely for the sake of denying it, I guess.
Oh,
they're very unsure here.
Yeah, they don't know exactly what to do. Scud and Alice being the ones. I feel like you want the Chugnar.
Okay, Thailand, if they're feeling crazy, they could pick up Lindis. I don't want to see them do that, though. Instead, they secure the Tara for defense and the Chugnar to get through J-Jack.
For Korea, looking toward this Lindis that's currently sitting at a 71% win rate when it's allowed to be played. You don't need Lindis now, get a mage. You might as well get your mage. You want to try and pick it away from Memarks.
They're not going to run Violet Lindis, I hope. in the final game of a grand final. They're going to let that Lindis sit because they have no other options, so prioritize getting a mage right now, prioritize finishing up your other side lane.
For Rush, though, the hover is still there. What does Korea want to opt into? Do you want to try and pick up that mage? Like you mentioned, the Liliana did some decent work for Hawk, was able to land a lot of those stuns when needed, was able to follow up with the team fight when it came from J-Jack.
I like the Kilgroth.
Might be opting to get the Kilgroth early for Sun.
Kilgroth plus mage makes me happy because, especially if it's a Liliana that's a little bit targeted, the Kilgroth, of course, is the counter to Alice.
Rush is going to have his Lindis locked in. Kilgroth going to be followed up here for Korea, for Thailand. What do they want to finish off this composition with? What do they want to take into Game 7 against Korea and Rush's Lindis?
Memarks gets his choice of mage, and I suspect it will be Liliana. But for me, I want to see what Remix is playing. You have, I assume this will be Juggernaut over on Moss played in the support role. And we've seen consistently it'll probably be Cherry over on the tankier character, the Tara. At that point, you need something else to play lane. And it will be, oh yes, Remix playing one of his deadliest characters, the Irie.
The Irie being the hovered here. Preta, other option here for Memarks if they wanted to lock it in.
That would be odd for me. Thailand do play a very good Preta,
wow,
but I think they should be looking for a little bit more mobility. The thing about Preta is he requires setup, and they don't have a lot of control to give them that opportunity.
I feel like Rush would be happy to go to that mid lane often because he likes to do that with the Lindis, farm up and then go pretty much drive by mid lane and pick up kills. That's pretty much how he operates on this Lindis. For Sun, though, looking to lock in the mage here for Korea, currently hovering over the Liliana.
No, I think that's the right pick. Give yourself a little bit extra dive. And Korea, I favor them coming out of the draft. They get Rush on, I think, his best character. They get Sun with the ability to dive the backline. They get J-Jack on Alice. I see Korea as the world champions.
Still, though, a game to be played. And still Liliana to get locked in for Korea instead. Taking their time during this pick and ban. Coach just trying to calm down the players, say, all right, guys, you know what? We're heading into Game 7. This is it. This is what you've played for this entire season. Now locking in that Liliana, your final pick, your final lock-in for the World Cup.
Months of preparation. 2 weeks of play here, several in the boot camp. We've narrowed it down to 2 teams and 1 more game.
Our final handshake of the World Cup from the coaches as we head in to our final game of our grand final. The composition's locked in, TJ. The story will be told.
There is no way around that. Like I said, I favor Korea out of this draft. However, if Thailand are able to play aggressive right off the bat, gain the gold lead, particularly with the Preta, they're going to be able to farm very well in lane because of his good lane clear. That's what I want to see Thailand do. Get the lane, get the early advantage. Don't let Korea play that separated playstyle where they're constantly picking off your isolated players.
Team set and focus. We're going to be loading on into the game quite shortly. It's been a long tournament so far here from California, here at the TCL Chinese Theater. We are about to crown our first Arena of Valor World Cup champion.
Thailand, for me, if there is a turnaround, it is the fact that so many of their characters here are tanky. So many of their characters can survive a burst of damage, a burst of pressure onto them. That's what Korea, we set them up as looking for. If they do look for that, the Chagnar, the Tara, the Irie on Remix, they can all survive that.
We're going to go ahead, get into the game. Only 1 squad will be able to hoist the trophy, TJ, and take home the glory as our champions. Game 7. 3-3, a perfectly balanced grand finals, as they all should be. We're gonna go ahead, get on in. Thailand, Korea, 3-3, 1 game to decide it.
Already Thailand with pressure, not wanting to allow Korea to control this early game. In Korea, you can't take these early game fights because things have gone badly awry when you do.
See this aggression coming on through. It's going to be Rush unable to secure the buff, so aggression coming out from Thailand already early against the Lindis.
Cherry gets the blue buff, and there's no counter invade instantly from Korea. They're only now starting it with Sun.
Sun gonna go ahead, try and start up the Sage Golem. Mid-Marks is over toward the side, so we'll spot this out. Remix also coming on over. Sage Golem gonna go in favor. I think Stun is able to get over and steals it away.
That was Mid-Marks using the Plague Bomb to knock the Golem over him, behind him, in an attempt to force Sun away from it. Sun doesn't care, he pushes through, and is somehow able to still pick it up.
Both teams fighting life or death over just buffs, TJ. To start us off, Rush up toward the top side of the map, going to try and hold that lane while Sun had to go for the back, so good to get some gold for himself. Mid-Marks over toward the bot side of the river, looking to clear out the wave. I want to see who's going to go for the early Abyssal Dragon control here.
Korea are keeping this gold game close for now. Both jungles have mostly been cleared out, so the initial exchange, we oftentimes say if you're able to get 3+ buffs, you've won the initial exchange, you're going to win the early game. That hasn't happened. This means this Abyssal Dragon, when it comes up, may decide the course of the game because we put so much emphasis on the early game. Here's the Abyssal.
Even a simple monster camp just being taken away by Mid-Marks could be crucial. Abyssal Dragon going to be started up here by Thailand.
Korean
J-Jack wants to come on down. You have the Lindis, you have the Liliana starting to rotate down the river. That's enough to force them off the Abyssal Dragon to restart it. Chaser on toward the flank on the bot side of the map is able to break open Thailand. They're forced to back off.
This is what I wanted from Korea. I don't want them taking early fights. I don't want them giving up the Abyssal. Force it to reset, back off, gain jungle elsewhere. And I have checked all the boxes for Korea.
J-Jack looking to just pull out the Abyssal Dragon, see what's going on in the pit. Have the Violet of 007 over toward the Michael. I'm just clearing that out now, making his way over possibly toward one of the mid lanes in mid or bot lane. Still though, Sun clearing out the minions, going toe-to-toe with Remix. We've seen this oftentimes before, but guess what? You have Rush looking for a play here onto the top lane possibly.
Moss will back off from the Abyssal again, resetting it, granting more time. Sun in the top lane, like you say, is just looking to gain pressure, scare the Iron far enough back. They have to play defense with this next major objective fight pops up.
This will be a nice rotation actually, because Rush has actually cleared out his jungle, so he'll end onto this Abyssal Dragon in case a fight were to break out. Hawk has to be careful. Moss going toe-to-toe, instead backing off J-Jack, still sticking around the side. Rush has actually rotated back up toward the top lane. TJ looking for the kill, onto Remix. Remix going to pop the ultimate, gets back to safety.
That may have sacrificed Abyssal Dragon. They know now that the major damage is elsewhere as 007's looking for the pickup.
Yeah, unfortunately, Chaser can't do anything about this. First Abyssal Dragon of Game 7 goes to Thailand.
Rush will get half HP onto the tower if it's any small consolation, but Thailand know that danger is there, so they're pressing mid lane.
Hawk over toward the side, has to be careful. He's able to avoid the damage from the Preta. J-Jack and Rush looking for a play.
Top tower.
Top tower, though, from Sun is going to be cleaned up here. That's going to bring the gold total back to even. Korea are able to strike for the first tower of the game.
A major pickup that brings this game back into reach for Thailand. And they have pressure elsewhere on the map. Here's the push.
Moss trying to go on in there. Has to be careful. The rest of the team coming on over. Chaos protection already used.
What's Remix doing?
Remix has to be careful himself. Cherry underneath the tower at this point. J-Jack going to land the stun. Doesn't have that much damage, though. J-Jack, what's going on?
He didn't know he landed the stun because Cherry was in the bush. And I apologize. It was Cherry that was overextended there, not Remix. Remix still on the top side, battling the kill drop.
Gonna back off here. Still close to seeing our first blood of Game 7. 5 minutes on the clock. No team striking just yet, but it has been close. Mid-Marks backing toward this mid lane. Gonna go ahead, clear out some more, some of these minions. 40 seconds on the next Abyssal Dragon, DJ.
So, to clarify that exchange, you do obviously see your opponent once you apply damage to it. Cherry was in the bush, however, they didn't know that that stun was going to land until it had, which presented limited options for J-Jack, who thought he had much more room to play. When it landed, all of a sudden, he was frighteningly close to a Tara.
Korea looking to position themselves toward this top lane. They got 3 minions. Moss and Mid-Marks coming on over toward the side. Remix is able to clear out the wave, forcing Korea to back off.
Mid lane pressure still coming through. You can see AWC on the Violet has taken that lane role because he can do so much burst onto Hawk.
Stun is going to land onto Cherry. Rush wanted to come on in, but the AoE zoning coming out from Inmarks has been crucial, preventing Korea to going for these fights. And Thailand are going to go for the invade. Meanwhile, up in top lane, though, 2 members of Korea pushing for the second tier tower.
They're going to get it almost uncontested. Rush and Sun, a deadly duo, gaining ground consistently. Thailand are so focused on building up a gold lead, but Korea have reached the final 4 where they no longer care about beauty things such as gold. They just want towers.
They want the towers. That is what they have been prided for. Now Thailand looking for a possible fight, have to back off though. Abyssal Dragon will be started by AWC. They're going to go ahead, secure their second one of the game, taking it once again away from Korea.
Not a nail in any coffin, but a significant gold lead built in favor of Thailand. Should they pick it up?
Side Hawk gets stunned up there. J-Jack's caught out toward the side. You see the violent damage coming out through, and the final shot will land. First blood of Game 7 goes to Thailand.
This tower is one shot away as well. It'll be picked up easily.
And now Thailand open up the midsection of the map, look for the rotations, because you see Chaser maybe a little bit too overexposed down toward this bot lane. Tower is going to be starting to be shredded. Chaser's able to avoid the damage, but the dive is there from Cherry. Tower will fall. Korea, they need to try and answer back for something.
But they can't because Remix is occupying the top lane. That split, which has been so powerful for them, is being shut down.
Korea have to find a way to spark the flame once again in their team. They're starting to fall behind. This is what we've seen in the games. If they fall behind, they don't recover. Thailand slowly start to take over the map. Korea looking to make a play, looking for a pick onto Thailand.
J-Jack, Rush, and Hawk all in mid here. This is unusual for Korea. Yes, they want to stay grouped, but they need this pick more than anything. Watch Cherry.
Rush looking for the play. Chaser caught in between. Memark's able to get some damage. 4 members of Thailand in toward this mid lane. Sun having to deal with Remix over toward the side. That's actually going to be Cherry.
Yeah, so Cherry was important to that fight because should he lose, it's all over.
You see Alice ultimate brought down. No one going for the full commit though, TJ. Still 1 kill only. Cherry toward the top lane, wanted to try and push on back. Instead, going to stay up toward the top side.
So what Cherry's just done is entirely changed the dynamic of the game because for the first time, Sun is stifled behind lane. He's not gaining any value from Korea, and that is letting Thailand run rampant over the rest of the map, press further and further forward.
In mid lane, Hawk actually took a decent chunk of damage, had to back off, and Thailand can continue to push into the jungle. Use what Korea is good against their opponents with, and push on back. Moss going to go into the mid lane, clear out the wave. Sun still pressuring up toward the top side. The 2 towers are down in that top side for Thailand. And guess what? They don't care. They're just going to go ahead, pick up their 3rd Abyssal Dragon of Game 7.
The gold lead tilting in their favor. 2,000 now.
Korea want to go ahead and make a play. Sun over behind, going for the flank. Hawk is going to go ahead, flickers on in, lands the stun. They find themselves a kill onto Thailand. Still though, can they pick up anything else? Instead, opting to go in toward the jungle. Do they want to go for this team fight? Rush gets knocked on back, sitting at about half his health. Korea going to go ahead, respect, and back off.
Sun will gain a little bit of pressure on the other side, though. You can see Korea and this tower focus really beginning to pay off.
Gold still pretty close to even, only a 1,400 gold lead. Thailand, though, looking to open that up with Cherry. Caught in between the tower as Rush and Sun is both here. On top of that, J-Jack has joined the party. Korea find an overextended member of Thailand.
Yet again, now watch Thailand. Remix looks to return, but Sun, surely not.
Sun gonna go ahead, start this one off, instead backing off, instead resorting to that top lane, applying pressure.
Hawk will press further forward in the mid lane. J-Jack joining him. Both of them want to gain some control. You can see this Kilgroth completely split from the other map. And I really like to see that from him, continuing to gain control around the Slayer. Remix, though.
Gets caught out there by Rush. He's able to pick up the kill. Now 3 kills in favor of Korea, bring the gold lead ever so slightly back into their favor.
Fun fact, Remix and Rush are tied for MVP.
That's actually
Memark, sorry.
For Thailand and Rush. So the winner here, on top of winning, you know, the World Cup, TJ, also gets the MVP award. Memark, though, speaking of him, he gets taken down by Korea as they find the pick in the river.
The tournament MVP, as well as, of course, the World Cup, decided in this game. Korea want more pressure. They want to gain some jungle, feed it further onto Rush. I said at the beginning of this, his Lindis is terrifying. I fear Thailand and the entire audience here are about to find out why.
You see Korea picking up their 4th tower of the game, and finally their first Abyssal Dragon at 11 minutes. Starting to turn off here. Rush, he hasn't gotten out of control just yet onto the Lindis, has been just farming up a storm, looking for those fights that he's going to be protected during.
A steady gold lead built now for Korea. That's good for them because it allows them to play their style the way they want to. Press everywhere on the map, know that they can gain control because they don't fear getting caught out by anything less than a full team.
Fox in that mid lane has to be careful himself, looking to hide himself in the brush. Korea positioning themselves up toward the top lane. There's still 2 towers they've taken. It's a high ground that is exposed in that top lane for Thailand. So if they're able to find a kill, maybe 2, and with a minion wave, they could crack open this base. Hawk has to be careful. Chase coming on over. Moss is able to step off back.
Watch carefully for these hissy fits. J-Jack has bought Frosty's Revenge. That's an item that applies significantly slow, and it may be lethal here as it scares everyone back from this engagement. You don't want to be caught out, fully slowed down inside the middle of that hissy fit.
That's been a big thing for me, TJ, is from Korea, their flanks from Chaser and Sun during these series have been able to find fights in their favor. Rush now hitting level 15 on the Lindis. Now
Darkslayer becomes a focal point.
Yeah, Darkslayer going to be the main focus here. Thailand have 3 members up toward that top side. The Scud has to be careful there for Chaser. They have to back off as Sun is now taking the Might Golem on the bot side of the map. Remix, though, able to steal it away.
And that matters a little bit more than it should, frankly, given how close this game is. Look at the gold, people! It's nearly tied.
33 to 35K. Korea with a slight advantage, and we're nearing the point where that won't even matter. Darkslayer will be positioned from Thailand if they want to go for it, it would seem. Korea still opting to play a little bit safer, waiting for a member of Thailand to overextend, it would seem.
Korea in the lead on paper. However, Thailand excel during these late game
Remix gets taken on down. That is the pick Korea have been waiting for the top side of the map for the last minute.
This may grant them Darkslayer instantly. At the very least, it gives them the attempt. Thailand, do you want to steal or attempt to turtle? Now is the time to make a decision, and it has been made for them.
Korea now with the Darkslayer. Sun brings 2 members of Thailand down to the bot lane. Korea apply the pressure in top lane. Thailand now have to focus on backing off, waiting out the Darkslayer buff.
Play this very carefully indeed, because now for Thailand, they're on the brink of no longer being the best team in the world.
Korea takes down their 5th tower of the game. Now open up this gold lead to 4,000. Have the map control in their favor. This is where Korea excels, but this is what we saw yesterday. They weren't able to break high ground towers. Can Thailand hold?
Korea doesn't have the definite advantage until they take these high grounds, and that's why it's so important that they wield Rush onto these towers, get the wave in, let Rush melt the tower, and then win the game. That's the Korean game plan.
007 over toward the side, has to back off, almost gets stunned up there. Korea looking for a play. Alice ultimate coming on over. Chaser having to back off, gets chunked down low by the Preta. Said backing off. Sun still applying pressure in the side lane. 007 almost gets taken out there. A decent chunk of damage. He's forced to go back to the base.
Sun will take the lead.
Looking for it, Cherry gets caught out toward the side, and Korea are able to find the lone member of Thailand that is overextended, but there's still no minions, still waiting. 38 seconds before Cherry rejoins us.
Thailand need to clear. Wave buff will fade soon.
Alice ultimate coming on down. Sun has to back off. Remix goes into the back of the fight. The high ground tower will keep standing, TJ.
There's the buff gone as well. As soon as the respawn comes through, 20 seconds on Cherry, it's an even fight.
But no one's here. The Memarks is able to clear out a little bit of the wave, but the tower's gonna fall. TJ, Korea want to keep on going. High ground will fall. That is an exposed lane now for Thailand.
just as the buff fades, Korea get what they needed to with it. Korea are now in control of this game. It is their world championship to lose.
Game 7, 3-3. Come down to just one fight here. Korea feeling confident, now have the pressure of the bot lane minions having the super push in toward the base. We saw what Thailand were able to do it back early on in the series, go for the back door. What a way for that to end, TJ, for Korea to somehow pull that off against Thailand.
Well, now they have the opportunity to do the same. Sun will constantly have this pressure in the bottom lane, and it needs to be rebuffed. Thailand constantly need to have somebody dealing with this guy spinning in their base.
Sun just dancing, it would seem, almost on their graves if they were to lose this. Looking to clear out the minion wave on the side of Thailand. Sun keeps up the pressure. Look up toward the top side, though. You have the Scud pushing on in toward the top side of the lane.
15 minutes have passed. We're now at 16 minutes. This means that everyone has now hit or is about to hit max level. Max gold is approaching quickly, too. From there, Thailand have an even chance of winning the game.
Has to be careful. Gets the shield from J-Jack to keep him alive. Minions continue to be cleared out, though, by Thailand.
The towers earned now serve only as insurance. This means Thailand can only lose one fight. Korea can probably lose 2.
This is the issue, though. Cherry is going to have some trouble going toe-to-toe with Sun. He's forced to have to back off. 007, he can come on down. Thailand, it looks like they're going to go ahead, try and make the call. Can they try and catch out Sun? But they can't leave open all this map pressure for Korea that can just go ahead, steal all their camps in the topside jungle.
Thailand are back in this game. They've lasted long enough. We're at 17 minutes now. They're all about to hit max level. It's only Moss still at 14, and he's the support, so that's okay. I hate to say it, but Korea, you may be back up against the wall.
Timer may have expired here for Korea. Still, though, an exposed bot lane, a scarred base for Thailand. Abyssal Dragon back off if either team wants to go for it. Cherry just looking to clear out the minion waves. Korea going to reset. Chaser going to head on back to the base.
We talked about the runway at the end of the last game. Korea are rapidly approaching the end of it, where the lead they've built in terms of gold and level stops to matter, because they can no longer scale. And from here on out, it's Dark Slayers and team fights, and that is all.
Sun clearing out the minions once again, escorting that super minion into the base. Gonna rotate once again to the mid lane. 18 minutes. This game going the distance, much like our series. Game 7, both teams tied 3-3. Winner here is our World Cup champions.
Korea are very spread out right now. If Thailand go for a fight, they may be able to win it just based off their number advantage, but Thailand are playing this so carefully, and I completely understand why. This is why Chaser isn't pressing out to clear this wave.
Doesn't want to show himself.
He reveals himself. Things get dangerous for the rest of his teammates.
Cherry's starting to get pretty tanky, too, on that Tara. Look at this. Gonna have a Dark Slayer rejoining in 50 seconds, TJ. Is that the play here for Korea? Wait for this bot lane to push out and then go for the fight?
That's why they're getting antsy right now. That's why you saw Sun press a little bit further forward. They want to keep Thailand confined to their base and pick up this Dark Slayer. Thailand are far too smart a team for that to work on, though. They will press out. This is likely the final moments of this World Championship.
Moss gonna face check there with the brush. Instead, backing off into the side of the lane. 007 also there too. J-Jack, they want to spring a trap. They want to try and catch out a member of Thailand. They understand. They figured Korea's not anywhere else on the map. We obviously assume they're right there. Moss gets caught out down to half health. Is forced to back off. Korea taking some damage there from knee marks. Sun on the flank. Chaser goes for the dive, and they pick up the kill. Korea now find 2 members of Thailand. 007 will also fall. This is the push. They are on the steps of glory, TJ. Now the minions starting to come in onto the base, and Korea are looking to cement themselves in history. Thailand throwing bodies at the minion wave. It doesn't matter. Your World Cup champions are Korea.
They are ecstatic, running around that stage furiously. My God, that was the best world final I could have hoped for.
We went all the way to Game 7, TJ. Korea, after finding the first 2 games, you can see the emotion. The team so happy of their victory. They fought to the very end and were able to bring it back on the brink of defeat.
On the brink of elimination for 2 games in a row.
The amount of pressure they can get to a team at this point is monumental. Teams, though, they understand that was one hell of a series.
No matter which way you look at it, these are the 2 best teams in Arena of Valor history, and that is worth something special.
Gonna go ahead, get the handshakes ready and going here. Korea still processing it, it would seem. A lot of the players ecstatic, even tears. That just shows the amount of emotion, how much these players care about this game.
This is the first World Cup champion in the entire world, in the entire history of Arena of Valor. And Korea, well, they've definitely earned it.
See highlight plays from all these players. I know, though, these guys are excited. We're gonna go ahead, throw it down to Matt to say a word with our champions.
TJ Opal, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, live here from Los Angeles, put your hands together, please, for Korea! We could not have asked or dreamt or wished for a better grand final. Before I talk to our champions, ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for their fallen opponents of Thailand, who gave us that incredible game. What a contest. Congratulations to you. J-Jack, let's talk about resilience. You had games in this tournament that were some of the most one-sided ones we'd seen, but you lost to Thailand yesterday. You come out here, you take the first 2 games, walked all over them, and then Thailand come back, as we've seen again and again. How did you feel as a team as Thailand started to take rounds away from you?
이게 경기 하나씩
네.
2대0으로 이기고 있었다가 역전 당했을 때
처음에 2대0 할 때까지만 해도 좀 쉽게 가나 싶었는데 그 이후에 3 경기를 내리시면서 정말 힘들었습니다. 하지만 그때 저희 코치님과 사무실 친구들이 잘 보살펴줘서 끝까지 이길 수 있었던 것 같습니다.
So when we were winning 2-0, we thought, oh, is it going to be this easy? And then they started coming back, and we were in a very difficult position. But then our coaches and our staff and management came in and gave us some words of encouragement, and it really boosted up our morale, and that's how we were able to win it towards the end.
Yeah, a round of applause for everybody who helped this team to that amazing performance. How do you feel right now standing here with this support in front of you?
너무 좋아요. 너무 좋다는 말밖에 할 수가 없을 것 같아요.
It's so good right now. I don't think there's any other words that I can say besides that it feels great.
And JJ, you're captain of your team. What do you want to say to your comrades who helped you win this title?
이거는 제가 처음 한국 대회에서 했을 때 똑같은 말인데 친구들아 고생했다. 다음에 RC도 우승하자.
So, this is the same thing that I told my friends and comrades when we won in Korea. But guys, you guys worked really hard. You did well. Let's keep going.
We expect to see this Korea team keep going. I really hope we do. If we're going to get more contests like that, we will just keep you one moment more from being the champions. As first, ladies and gentlemen, we have to crown our MVP of the entire Arena of Valor World Cup Series. For that, would you please welcome to the stage Winter Zhao, General Manager of Tencent Games Global Publishing. And our MVP of the entire Arena of Valor World Cup, I am delighted to award the trophy to Rush. Congratulations, Rush, the MVP. But now it's the time to present the team with their trophy. Please welcome the Arena of Valor World Cup to the stage. And as the cup makes its way to the stage, please welcome our special guest, Thompson Yi, the Vice President of Tencent Games TV Studios Group. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you we scoured the world to find the very best. Now there can be no doubt, they are legendary. They are the world champions. They are Korea! J-Jack, Chaser, Rush, Hack, and Sun. They are the world champions and they are Korea! Ladies and gentlemen, we really couldn't have asked for a better tournament. Thank you to everyone who's joined us for the Arena of Valor World Cup. Thank you again to the 12 teams who made it to this stage and to everybody who's watched through all of the tournaments that got us to this place, to Tencent, to NGE and everybody involved in making this incredible series. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing this tournament to you. This has been the Arena of Valor World Cup Finals, and we look forward to the Arena of Valor International Championship for 2018. But before we get there, again, our congratulations to the new World Champions of Korea!